the Chronicles, told by the Chronikle. Cases of the missing, murdered, and unsolved. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me today, and don't forget, all source information for today's episode can be found at thecertifiedroracle.com. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss a case. Let's get started with Chronicle number 38, the Scott Allen Hilbert case. The year was 1988. Don't worry, be happy, sweet child of mine, and never gonna give you up. We're all blasting out of college kids' boomboxes. Mystery Science Theater 3000 and China Beach were on TV sets, and there was nothing like playing Nintendo on the weekends. For one family, their world would be rocked on a spring break they would never forget, as a son and brother would vanish. Scott Hilbert was studying hard that spring. He was attending Morehead State University in Morehead, Kentucky, working towards a Bachelor of Music degree in percussion. He decided a visit home to Milford, Ohio would be nice for spring break. It was a chance to see his parents and friends. March 13th, 1988 was a normal Sunday. Scott's parents, Larry and Edith, went to work like normal. When Larry arrived home, he saw Scott had left a note on the refrigerator that said, quote, "Going to spend a few days at Ohio State with friends. Love you, Scott." End quote. This was not alarming to his parents, as he was 18, almost 19. They would expect him to return in a few days, as classes would be resuming, and Scott would have to get back to Morehead, Kentucky. Scott never made it to Columbus. As a matter of fact, no one had seen Scott there. Days went by, and on March 21st, instead of celebrating Scott turning 19, his parents were filing a missing persons report. They did this because classes were starting, and they knew it was not like their son to not return back for them. At this time, Scott stood 5'9", weighing 150 pounds, with shaggy shoulder-length brown hair and green eyes. Scott was driving the family's 1984 black Ford Tempo with Ohio license plates 807 JPF. On April 1st, 1988, the car was located. However, it was not someplace close. The car was found in a desert in Arizona. The Ford Tempo was located in Beaver Dam Mountains wilderness area near the Utah border. This was 1,700 miles away from where he said he would be going. There were 3,800 miles driven on the vehicle, with 2,000 miles unaccounted for. It appeared a person or persons tried to push it off a cliff. However, the car would get stuck on a Joshua tree, and it would stay there. An off-duty officer out with his family saw the sun reflecting off of something and went to take a look. This is when he discovered the vehicle. One of Scott's fingerprints was found on the passenger side door. There were other fingerprints inside the vehicle that did not match Scott. In the vehicle, there was a book of matches from a Denver, Colorado restaurant, and pages from a Long Beach, California telephone book. Some of Scott's belongings were found in the area of his vehicle. These included his Morehead dormitory keycard, a lug wrench, a bottle of shampoo, and a kitchen knife from his parents' home. Why did Scott bring a kitchen knife from home with him? It seems a bit odd to me. If you're going to meet your friends only a short drive away, one of the things you take is a kitchen knife. Was Scott afraid of someone or something? This is something we may never know. There was no sign of Scott's suitcase that he had packed and taken with him. His front and rear license plate was missing and still have yet to be found. Why did they take the plates? Was it a memento? Did the person or persons not realize the vehicle could be traced by the VIN number, not just the plates? Why was Scott's vehicle found 27 hours away with no sign of Scott, and no indication that he had been around his vehicle? Investigators then and now believe this was drug-related. The investigators said foul play is suspected, and it could have occurred from a narcotics dealer, a serial killer, a foreign exchange student, or anyone in between. Some believe he left on his own to start over. There were never any solid leads in the case. Investigators have never said why they came to the conclusion of foul play. Many years later, his dad did an interview with a local news station. He said he does not believe his son is alive anymore, and that his son's social security number has never been used for anything since he was reported missing. Scott's dad would just like closure and to be able to bring his son home and bury him. Scott still has a brother who would also like to know what happened. There are a lot of unknowns in this case, and not a lot of information out there about Scott's case. A family has been waiting for 33 years for answers after Scott left to visit friends that spring day. If you have any information, please call Union Township Police at 513-752-1230. Thank you for watching, and be sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe so I can continue helping families of the missing, murdered, and unsolved. As always, this is the Chronikle, signing off.